just bring her in here. What's up, TK?
Come on.
Now go ahead.
Come on.
Go ahead. We know. Look, go ahead. It's fine. We knew the second we saw each other. Go ahead.
Trae Young.
No, okay.
I'm all for Trae Young.
Trae Young and Zach LaVine.
Well, maybe not.
Yeah.
And Trysta, okay, hold on. Here's
You're
the
not
thing.
the best.
Trysta,
This is like Kenny's all-star. He's a bucket. He's a bucket. He's a bucket team.
Well, they only have 2 buckets on there. That's the problem. They only have 2 buckets. Like they don't have a small forward. They don't have a power forward. And Domas isn't a bucket. So no, they need more help. But the also thought process with that is Trae is the prize. Zach will be here a year, maybe a year and a half. But if you can get Trae Young in here, I'm not afraid of.
He'll sell
Trae
a
Young
lot of tickets, boy. I tell you that. He'll do the brrr, but then you gotta pay him. Okay? Then you gotta pay Trae Young, because I was just listening to something the other day about his value and how Atlanta doesn't want to pay him max money. They want to pay him on like a descending contract, which again, I agree with. I don't think you can pay Trae Young super max money. He's not that guy. He's a borderline all-star, borderline. He's not a great, we'll say he's not a good defender. He's trying. He's not a good defender. He gets a lot of deflections and steals, but that really is masking how bad of a defender he is. He throws temper tantrums. You can't have any other player in a leadership position, any other vet that plays with him, or he'll get all up in his feelings. All up in his feelings. And I know that to be the case. When Onyeka Okongwu said Jalen Johnson was the best Atlanta Hawks player on the team, I don't think Trae Young passed to him for a month. So it just is, you're kind of getting another like moody guard. Like Foxy was moody and Trae Young is moody.
But Trae's better, isn't he?
Trae Young is better?
Yeah. Than
in
De'Aaron.
terms of being moody?
No. No, a better basketball player.
I would rather have De'Aaron Fox over Trae Young.
Okay, well, that ship has sailed, buddy. So we're gonna have to.
Oh, but no, you said, is he a better basketball player? I do not think Trae Young is a better basketball player than De'Aaron
really.
Fox. Otherwise, San Antonio would have gone after Trae Young, and they could have gotten him very easily.
Well,
because San Antonio has a bunch of Atlanta's picks that they would be happy to give back to Atlanta if they wanted Trae Young, which they did not. Which, by the way, hot take, I think De'Aaron Fox is getting traded again.
Well,
yeah, I don't think that's a hot take at all. I think you're on to something.
It's funny you say that, and I want to get back to this Trae Young thing, but while we're here, I was thinking about this morning because I was listening to something, and it was kind of broken down a certain way where it was like, say the Spurs get KD. We'll just say KD. KD gonna want an extension. You know, you trade for him, getting that extension probably. Wemby's extension is coming up. Fox is going to be on an extension. I know he'll be a championship contender, but they're going to be pushing second apron territory. Why wouldn't you? This is a borderline cap reset situation. Why not just trade De'Aaron Fox and get Dylan Harper? He may not be better than De'Aaron Fox today, but I think his ceiling is higher than De'Aaron Fox. And you reset the cap. You're on a rookie deal.
Yes.
I think I would almost say you definitely trade De'Aaron Fox.
You have to do it.
Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox, you are a Houston Rocket.
Well,
best case. Worst case, De'Aaron Fox, you are a Phoenix Sun.
You're a Milwaukee Buck.
Yeah.
Phoenix. That would be good for Phoenix. I don't think they'd be like a good team with Phoenix.
De'Aaron and Devin?
Yeah. Like that might be a
pretty fun team.
Would you say that's about the best they could get back? Maybe a cat situation?
The best that they can get back is De'Aaron. The best.
I think so too.
That's a good deal.
Well.
But do you think they'd feel like they have to do that? Like give up De'Aaron? Like you could probably land KD.
You can do less. Yeah, you don't need to do that much. I think you can get even more from for De'Aaron like in a second trade. That's the second level.
I feel like De'Aaron is like a Giannis acquisition.
Correct.
Like what?
A De'Aaron Fox you trade De'Aaron Fox. Like I don't think you have to do it for Kevin Durant.
I don't think you do either, but the money situation is what jumped out to me.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah,
have
Because then you don't
three
have
of
to give
those
up
max
Vassell.
guys,
sure.
You don't have
You-
to give up
Sure.
Castle.
yeah, you immediately
It's like
jump
it's much
into the
cleaner.
second.
It's much cleaner.
Yeah.
And it makes the cap situation for San Antonio easier. But now that they got Dylan Harper, which we already know that they're drafting.
Mm.
And I like Dylan Harper. I like Dylan Harper since high school. I think I even talked about Dylan Harper on this program prior to him going to Rutgers. And I said, outside of Cooper Flagg, Dylan's the one.
Mm.
He brings everybody else to life. He's the only reason anybody's talking about Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey is not even as good as Brandon Miller, in my opinion. We were all kind of like wondering about how good Brandon Miller would be as an NBA player, which I was wrong. He's quite good, but he is quite good in Charlotte. So now they have Ace Bailey. What do you need De'Aaron Fox for? You have Steph Castle. You have Dylan Harper. They obviously didn't know that when they made the trade. And you keep all those young guys on the same salary timetable. You can make a swing for a wing like KD, and then you still are pretty cheap otherwise. Got Vassell. I mean, why not?
And the way you set it up with if you handle it that way, the way you set it up with KD, yeah, you sign him to his extension, but by the time those other guys are ready for their rookie
He's
maxes,
retired.
he's gone. So you still got another slot to go get Amen Thompson or something like that. Like you can get another guy on the max slot with the guys that you already have or max type players.
Mm-hmm.
I know I didn't want to. I'm glad you brought it up because I wanted to preface it a certain way because it sounds like hate. I'm not hating on De'Aaron at all. I just think that's the move for San Antonio. Like that is the move for talent wise, and the cap situation is what really stuck out to me. Like
that takes them to a championship level immediately.
Yes.
KD and De'Aaron, or because if you trade De'Aaron and say he's part of the KD deal, and you're going with Dylan Harper, it might not make you championship next year. Because I mean, a rookie point guard and a second-year point guard, I don't know if they're going to, in a third-year center, I don't know if they're going to take you to a championship.
Yeah, but that third-year center,
he's crazy.
He's
crazy.
That's a little different.
So,
and as Trysta pointed out, he cut his hair. It's
in
over.
monk mode. He's in Shaolin mode.
If it might put you on pause mode for a year, but I think it sets your cap up better and it just sets your future up better.
What about this though? Trade Sohan, Keldon Johnson, and someone else random. The 14th overall pick, get the salaries to match. Get yourself Kevin Durant. I don't think Phoenix is getting more than one first round pick and players. So that's deal one. And then you trade De'Aaron somewhere else for more talent or picks or something to stack your coffers up. You don't need to do them in the same deal. You can maximize what you have because KD's a distressed asset right now. The only reason you're getting rid of De'Aaron is because of the cap situation. So maybe
suddenly that contract extension that he wanted doesn't look as cute now that Stephon Castle is the rookie of the year.
And doesn't look certain, really.
Right.
And now you've got now you've got Dylan Harper coming in. So maybe you send him to Brooklyn? I don't know, Brooklyn. You are a Brooklyn Net. You and Cam Thomas and Cam Johnson.
Finally, De'Aaron and Cam Thomas together with Jordy Fernandez.
We've always been wanting this. Barkley, stand up. We've got Fox in the building.
Is Brooklyn in the house?
Brooklyn.
Where's Brooklyn at? Where's
you
Brooklyn
want to be
at?
close to home? You want to be close to home? You know it's further away than Sacramento.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a little hate. You are in Orlando Magic.
No, that's a lot of hate. Yeah,
you are in Orlando.
Or let's just all work together. Send them to Atlanta.
Send them
to that three-teamer.
Okay, so let's go back to the Trae Young aspect.
Yeah, let's go back to the Trae
Young. A little tough on Trae, man.
Okay, let's try this from a different perspective. Can the Sacramento Kings acquire a better player than Trae Young?
Yeah, I can get Lauri Markkanen.
Really?
Yeah. I think get marketing. I think Utah is starting to finally understand what the situation they are in is. You're effed.
I don't think Danny ever understands that situation.
They have to get rid of him. Oh, hold on. The light turned off. Turn
That's
off
okay.
the
And-
lights.
Oh, there you go.
And hold on, while you're adjusting
Alright,
the light situation.
Trista Pendergrass over
No,
here?
no disrespect, but what the hell has he ever won? If we talking about winners,
He's won nothing, but
Well,
you don't need him. You don't need him to be your championship pedigree guard, which I think we kind of all assume that's what a guard does. We're back.
there we go.
We're back. We had to
Radio
charge.
Watson's like, you never left. Like,
We never left.
you never left.
I was in the dark. I think you get marketing.
The
Yeah,
other
give
thing,
up
I hadn't
Keegan.
even thought of that.
You're gonna have to give up Keegan, obviously, but I think we're okay with that. I think we've all come to terms with what I already said, which
Okay.
is that you're gonna have to give up Keegan.
well, what if you don't have to give up Keegan in a Trae Young deal?
I don't care. I don't want Trae Young at all.
So
Don't
here's
want
the
to
other,
do this deal. I'm
here's the-
terrified of this deal.
here's the other thing about like the shortcomings that you say Trae has personality wise and all this other stuff. You know what I'm starting to realize, and Trysta, you would know this a lot because you're in these circles. Almost all these guys are tough to deal with.
Yeah.
Like almost all of them. Like Tyrese, maybe one of a handful where it's like, no, this guy's just perfect. Steph Curry.
If you could
he's
only
like
have a
that too.
Tyrese Halliburton. Am I right?
Tyrese, Steph Curry, those guys. But like, no, you know who you should go get is John Morant. Like he's an easy guy to deal with. Like they're all this way. So it's starting to become like if you aren't getting the 5 guys in the league that aren't difficult or don't have an ego, like yeah, okay, Trae Young's got an ego. That's cool.
Dame
They all do.
was
I'm gonna go
quite
get him.
a great leader when
Until he
was
got
in-
an ego too.
until he wanted to run from the grind, switching teams. But
You know, we were at dinner in Las Vegas and she still found a way to get a Dame Lillard dig in. No cameras, no radio show.
it's
Just-
real.
Just a
It's
casual
real.
conversation amongst 3 friends. Dame Lillard dig thrown in there.
Yeah, it'll never end. It'll never end. So he was a great guard. You've got Drew Holiday. Why not go after Drew Holiday? Why'd you want him?
Older than me.
I don't think that's accurate.
He's 30, what, 35, 34, 35?
I think he turns 36.
I mean,
before
let's
the
be
season
honest.
starts.
You got to rebuild this thing, and you don't want to. It's painful. You don't want to. Scott Perry can't come in and tear it all down, so you have to at least play the game a little, right? Trae Young puts you in a position where you're going to have to max him out, and then you're going to be the Chicago Bulls. And you don't want to be the Chicago Bulls. They're not winning anything anytime soon. You gave up Tyrese. That was where you effed up. Really, that's where it all went wrong.
Is
You
it,
gotta
or
trade
was it?
Sabonis.
Was it not acquiring someone like Pascal Siakam or OG Anunoby along the way?
Yes, and we talked about that. And I don't know where those deals fell apart. And that's also where Portland fell apart, was Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby, because that's all Dame wanted, was just one of them.
Siakam's $200 million deal, just destructing teams across the Western Conference.
It's Paul George disrupting, like eroding and building new teams rising from the Phoenix. and Pascal Siakam's $200 million deal. And OG's to a degree as well. Because I know you guys were in talks for OG. We were in talks for OG. And yet we watched the OG trade occur. And it's like, that's all it took for OG. That's all we need to give up.
It had to be the same thing. It had to, because Siakam, we believe, we have learned, was a money hang-up. And when the Sacramento Kings told Siakam's group what they were willing to offer, that was obviously significantly less than what Indiana was able to offer or was willing to offer in the full level max extension. I think the conversation around OG was similar, but he obviously had, pretty tight ties to New York, and that deal was very much a relationship deal that was a lot closer to getting done at the time than anything involving Sacramento really was.
Yep. Tough. It's a tough situation.
TK, I disagree with Trae, man. I mean, some of the talking points you said, like, I don't disagree with, but I'm willing to take a chance on Trae.
I mean,
Like,
I've heard from like teammates of his, like he's awful to deal with.
I've heard from
He's a crybaby.
people. Once again,
All
the
of them are.
list.
Okay.
The
So we're just
list
gonna
is
say they're
starting to
all
get
like
short of
this.
people I haven't heard, like people that you wouldn't even think of that I've heard.
Like Giannis. Giannis also.
Giannis is on the list. You've
Giannis
heard
is
bad things about Giannis?
Yeah.
People
Well-
you wouldn't even think of. I've been like, for real,
Well,
this dude be acting like that?
I've heard that Giannis is much more difficult to work with than we on the outside know him to be. That's what I've heard. And
I
I've
want a
heard-
stand-up individual like DeMarcus Cousins back.
Come on. Come on.
That's what I want. We don't need any of this. Give me Boogie back. You pop off the Boogie, he just fights you.
Shea isn't like that. Shea isn't like that yet.
He isn't like that. Shay's really good. He seemed like a really good teammate.
Well, J-Dub ain't like that. J-Dub don't utter two
You know who you
words.
should build around, to be honest, frankly? You should go out and get you some Andrew Nemhard. I'm not joking.
I love him.
I like Andrew Nemhard.
Yeah, I love him.
Andrew Nemhard, if he wasn't an Indiana Pacer, he has a lot of Shea in his game. A lot of Shea. Now, he's a backup and he plays a different role, but could he be like this isn't the same comp in terms of basketball and how they play, so don't kill me, Chatty House. But is this like a James Harden situation where he's not really seen from his current franchise as anything more than an awesome role player, a two-way player who's really stepped things up? When I saw him tween, step back, I said, oh my God. That's the kind. And he's Canadian. He's Canadian, so he's never going to do the little stuff that our American stars do because he's still, at the end of the day, from Canada, upstanding Canadian man, excuse me. And I really think he's that good. And he's tall. He's taller than you think. So what is he? 6'4", 6'5"? He's tough. He's gritty. Like you could build a team around Andrew Nemhard. I've never thought about this in my life.
I knew we could build a team around him.
Did you think you could build a team around Tyrese Halliburton? But you didn't.
Yeah, because he was always one of the best pure point guards we had seen in a while. I would have picked De'Aaron Fox in that situation, but it wasn't a knock on Tyrese. Tyrese was legit. Like I'll put it to you like this. I saw Tyrese and been like, nah, that guy, he can go. He's a hell of a find. Like he a franchise point guard somewhere. I never felt that way about him.
And the thing about
Nemhard, a good
Tyrese,
ball player though.
the thing about Tyrese that I think is his greatest attribute is that he's a partner with the front office. When they were talking about, hey, this is what Buddy Hield wants, he's like, I love Buddy, but we can't pay him that. He's got to go. See you later, buddy. Love you. Bye. And that's the kind of relationship that you want with your franchise player where they help you make decisions. Like, hey, this is what Obi Toppin wants. Man, I kind of need Obi Toppin. I feel like we should pay Obi Toppin. I think we should keep continuity on this team as much as we can because of this is what we're building. I don't think you have those discussions with a De'Aaron Fox. You don't. Like, he's like, oh, whatever. You guys are responsible for that, not me. You know? To Dame's credit, Dame really tried to be a partner, and they just didn't listen to him. They really didn't. He's like, we need a wing to help me out. I am a cone on defense, and I need to be protected.
We know one time De'Aaron spoke up.
Well,
we know one time he spoke up, and his team was like, oh well. Too bad, man. You don't get the call. You don't get the call on this one.
Actually, no, another time. Another time he spoke up.
Well, yeah, I guess he's spoken up a couple times. Well,
he popped off at Damian. We know that.
Well,
he spoke up then.
I think he still might be, if we're being honest. I think De'Aaron is still somewhere popping off at me, but whatever, man.
What's going on with the hold on.
Yeah, no, we could all do it.
Let's do it.
No, we could all do it.
Yeah.
Go ahead. All the way to the top.
It's not my favorite, but
all the way
it's
to
not
the
my
top.
favorite either, but this is the only way you can see. Are we just the most adorable little trio?
No, we are. No, we are.
We're like a little denim Oreo right now.
Yeah.
Look at the lighter denim. Look at the lighter denim, the cream.
Over here. Well,
The cream in the Oreo.
yeah.
Oh man.
No, we came in. We obviously look ridiculous. So I buttoned mine all the way up. But then I went Richard Jefferson and went like four down, like we were in Vegas and was doing the show like this, just so there's some distinct difference between the two of us and we don't look ridiculous. But I'm not sure what looks more ridiculous, us having matching denims or me looking like Richard Jefferson out here.
Looking like I watched, guys. So we have to talk about this, and I rarely talk about my industry peers because I think it's bad form. So I have a lot of opinions that I do not share. But when the BET Awards announced 106 in sports last night, did you guys see this?
I missed it. I recorded.
Oh, you guys don't know about this?
No.
So Cam Newton, Ashley Nicole Moss, sports and culture show called 106 and Sports.
Okay.
And it is universally getting crushed. Oh, Ollie. Universally getting crushed on the internet. If you Google it or search for it on Threads or Twitter, X, anywhere, it is. People are like, we weren't asking for this. We didn't want this.
Well, what is just never have a host because people weren't asking for it?
No, what they wanted was the return of 106 in Park. Right?
We don't need that.
Well,
don't
do that.
But that's what people that were BET fans wanted was another AJ and Free type show. So now Cam Newton and Ashley Nicole Moss, what a duo. What a duo. And
I actually think they're going to have, if you're into these type of things, they're going to have some moments like where they disagree and don't pull any punches with each other.
We'll see how it goes. Anyway, so I went back and I watched a full episode of 106 in Park from 2000.
Nice.
And a lot of the men in the videos had their shirts like Damien. They were dancing in the rain.
Oh yeah. Early 2000s. Yeah.
You didn't watch that
R&B.
You didn't watch that episode when Genuine was on the stretcher though.
No, I didn't watch that one. They had the ads and everything. It was Miss Cleo. It was Bowflex.
Oh, Miss Cleo,
baby, I was back in it.
Miss Cleo.
106 in Park was though. If they brought back 106 in Park, that'd be cool. That'd be fine.
So now it's 106 in Sports. Plus. Yeah, put it on streaming. Have athlete or artist interviews.
They should bring back the basement while they're at it. Actually, you don't have to do it every day. One episode a week, maybe 2 episodes a week. Put it on your YouTube or on
back Caribbean Rhythms in. If we're bringing stuff back.
Bring back Midnight Love.
Bring back Uncut.
Midnight Love. Was that Donnie? Was that Donnie Simpson? Who was
Midnight?
No, that was Video Soul.
Yeah. Midnight. It didn't. They just played a video.
And that was Donnie in. Was it Les? Big Les?
Les was in on Rap City.
Oh God, I wanted to be a part of Rap City so bad. No. Just like so bad.
Well, you could have.
Midnight Love will go off.
Oh, Sherry Carter. That's who it was.
That's a good call. Midnight Love will go off. Then the real fun started.
Then the real fun
started.
Yeah.
Tip drill.
Yeah.
Must be your head because it ain't your face.
I tried to get Trysta to rap in Vegas and she wouldn't.
Why not?
It was loud.
She was shy.
It was loud.
This is not shy.
She was shy. She was trying not to. She wouldn't rap.
I feel like Katie shouldn't have like a full human being representation of me before the rap part. You know, like you guys didn't know for a while, and then you just you slide it in because you don't want to seem like you're doing too much. You know. What happened?
Like right here.
You're getting a penalty.
Slide it in, real. Slide it in.
That's actually upon further review. That's a flagrant one. That's a flagrant one. No, but I get it. You can't. Well, I mean, that's just
Steven, Jesus. Oh my God.
There's a lot going on in the chat. The chat is chat can be NC-17 sometimes. So
yeah.
It is.
Oh man. Well, next time then you're gonna rap then, right?
we'll see. I'm gonna try to plan a little Sacramento trip.
Yeah, Trista's gonna come stay out here for a while.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll
Come
get her
through.
rapping on like day 3 or 4. So
Yeah, exactly. I can.
And you could do the podcast from the home studio. You'd be in great shape.
I know. That's what I'm thinking. It'll have to be post summer league. That's what it'll have to be.
Yeah, you already. Yeah, I was gonna say you already be out here, but you're on the West Coast anyways. You're just.
Yep, I am here, baby. I don't even know what the flight to Sacramento is. Like an hour. I could do a quick 3 days anytime.
Yeah, probably.
Are you a day trip?
You gonna do the full 2 weeks of summer league?
No, I already booked my hotel 6 nights.
Oh wow, that's pretty long though.
Yeah.
6 nights. Well, because the WME party is always Monday night, so you got to go like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then back on Tuesday. Okay. So I think that's what it is. The Wednesday, maybe it's Wednesday through Sunday. I just want one pool day, where like nobody's come in yet, nobody's here. Just like eat some food, maybe go to a show. I never do that. Maybe play some golf. Just like one day.
Cool. Can you tan?
Oh, yeah. I can tan. I'm not like Ginger wake up call. I get brown. Like this is me at like my lightest.
Okay.
Really.
Yeah. Okay.
TK would appreciate this because you talk about summer league and everything. We always love the basketball tournament, although the basketball tournament's gotten a little corporate in the last couple of years. Did you see they have a soccer tournament? They started a soccer tournament like the basketball tournament. Yeah, it's on ESPN.
Where? With who?
Same place these basketball teams came from, I guess. Just randomly got them together. $1 million pot.
Is it the 7-on-7 women's?
No, and they do have men's and women's, but they're on the regular soccer field.
Interesting.
I saw that yesterday. I said, "Wow, I'm waiting for that's what football needs to do. They need to come with the football tournament."
Yeah, they do.
That would be popping.
If I was 20 years younger and flag football started, I would be dedicating my life to it. That's what I would be doing.
That's a good point. Do you think we get to the point, because it's popping off in high schools? Do you think we get to the point where college has women flag football?
Yeah, I do.
That'd be dope.
There's a professional
tackle. They won't get any NIL money, but
right now there's a women's professional tackle league going on right this second. They get almost no publicity. They had their regionals or their semifinals here in Portland last weekend. I couldn't go because it was so damn hot, and the OKC game was on Saturday. But yeah, it's happening. They are just full pads and everything. They're very popular. Some of the girls have 300,000-400,000 followers on TikTok.
Man.
Yeah, it's starting to become a big deal.
I don't have anything against the tackle.
Damien seems like he's got something. What do you got?
Well, no, it's not about football. No. I was gonna ask who's gonna lose first, the Lynx or the Liberty. That's what I was gonna ask.
Why did they? Such a great question. Why did they wait for them to play until August? Why don't we get to see them now?
That's crazy.
That's ridiculous. I didn't know that was
Minnesota's 9-0. New York is 8-0.
I think the Lynx lose first just because they were in a dogfight with the Wings at the end of the third quarter last game without Paige. The Liberty are so damn dominant. Their point differential is 20 points. That's a 20-point differential? Man. That's ridiculous. Tasha Clouds put them on another level. They went from Vandersloot, who's basically on the precipice of retiring. I think she's played her last WNBA game now that she's torn her ACL.
Yeah, she's gone. Yeah,
the other day.
And they add Tasha Cloud, and I don't know how they don't even have everybody back yet. I don't even think Fibich is back yet, and Fibich is really good.
That role that Natasha Cloud played, that's perfect for her because sometimes she may think like, because she's super skilled, like, I got this. Like, I'm going to handle this. But being with Stewie and being with Inescu, it kind of keeps her in line a little bit.
Well, she had to be the one in Washington.
Yeah, she was 1-2 in Phoenix.
Yeah.
And now she can just be a super talented role player and, like, swing games when, we got Stewie bottled up or we got Sabrina or Jaquez bottled up. Oh, here comes
it's almost like unfair level of
It's a super team.
She's so good.
She's a overqualified role player.
Yeah. My question to you, as you as a certified bona fide Aces fan, and they are really going downhill fast.
Yeah,
Boy,
that was
they,
tough. I didn't like to see that.
They
on
lost
Saturday.
to the Valkyries.
I didn't like that.
your
I
fans
didn't think
up.
the Valkyries were going to win another game, and they beat the Aces.
Put your V's up.
Yeah,
They just
too.
won last night too against the
Yeah.
Sparks. I might have to do a little eating crow of these Valkyries. This Salon, she was undrafted. She's Salon's little sister who plays in the NBA. Ridiculous. So good.
Their whole roster is either undrafted or pushing retirement.
Crazy.
There's
Crazy.
no in between. They have the strangest roster construction in the entire league.
I don't know what to make of it.
And somehow
honestly.
they're out there winning games.
They're out there winning games, winning more than Dallas, winning more than Connecticut, beating the Aces. But okay, so take the prime peak Aces that you remember, whether that's the Candace Parker version or the year before that. How does this Liberty team stack up to that Aces team?
It's not even close. This Liberty team's way better.
I was just about to say.
I agree.
Before I really started to dive into the WNBA, I don't want to talk I don't know. I'm not overly familiar with the Minnesota teams and Leslie and Candace Parker Sparks, so I'm not over familiar. This Liberty team,
they didn't have teams like that.
This feels like the best team I've ever seen in this league. And the Aces, the first year they won the title, that team was crazy. When Jackie was there, Chelsea was doing her thing, Kelsey obviously in Asia. I think that's the only other team I could think of that was this.
That's what I'm saying. So that Aces team, I think, is still significantly worse than this team because Candace was on her last leg.
Yeah.
She was injured for most of the year. Chelsea was starting to decline. Jackie hadn't yet ascended.
Mm-hmm.
I think she was just kind of in that.
She had a couple moments.
She was good. Yeah. They had no Tasha. They had no Tasha.
No Tasha.
No one. Nothing that can compare to her. Who can? She's a 1 at worst, a 2 on every team in the league. But she joined the Liberty.
Damn.
They traded for her.
And by the way, there's the Minnesota Lynx again, just like they were last year, going blow for blow with what New York is doing in the standings.
Yeah, they are.
Still, they haven't
also,
lost.
Here's a little interesting nugget that you have to keep your eye on. Why the hell did the Chicago Sky trade their next year's first-round pick to the Minnesota Lynx for the 11th pick that turned into Haley Van Lith, who we are now seeing with our own 2 eyes is not ready for being a WNBA player, and they're going to probably have a top 3 pick, and now the Lynx are going to have a top 3 pick. They might even have the number 1 pick. They might get
Juju.
Well, Juju's she's not available until the year following.
Well, it's 3 years removed, isn't it?
No, you have to be 22 or a senior unless they change the CBA. But they could get Lauren Betts if they need a center. They've got Olivia Miles right there. I think the Wings will probably do anything that they can to get AZ and Paige on the same team. But the fact that Minnesota is this good and they're going to have a top 3 pick in next year's draft is disgusting.
Yeah, that's a problem.
25.5 points per game.
It's crazy. Another hot take is Arike and Paige. It's not happening next year. It's done. She's a free agent. She's going somewhere else. They will not be together. Everything that we thought about.
One ball.
Yep. One ball, one mind, one. It's almost like Paige should play off ball and Arike should be on ball because Paige is more used to that. She's just not going to take the reins unless she has to. And Arike, she's taking the reins even if no one asked her to. 30 plus shots a game. So
Paige had a concussion this year. Like she just cleared protocol. I feel like that's not a thing we follow in basketball very often, but she missed.
Rikia. Didn't she have a concussion
4 games she missed. Something like that.
Like you said, that's not used to.
It's not it's not a stat you follow. It's not a protocol you follow in basketball very often.
And then she got sick this last weekend. But someone from Dallas just texted me today and said, don't believe that Caitlin and Paige are as banged up as they say. They're waiting. They want to make sure to put these 2 girls in the glass case until they face each other because of ratings and the excitement, Paige versus Caitlin. I don't know if it's true.
Coming up?
The Wings Fever game is on the 19th. No, 27th.
Oh man,
no, 13th. Oh no, that's July. Yeah, June 27th.
Oh, that's
25th.
because
That's
like
2-3 weeks.
Caitlin's nearing the point where she should be able to return, isn't she?
Yep.
Yeah, she's
She's
ramping
back
up.
with the team.
Yeah, I don't think you can hold her out
You
17
can't hold her
more
out
days.
anymore. No, you cannot.
And they can't win no games without her damn near.
Well, they won one the other day.
Final.
Yeah,
They play the Dream, and I
won
don't.
a couple.
I don't love that for them. I don't love that matchup with
Dream
that
have been
one.
sneaky.
Sneaky good.
Yeah, Dream have been sneaky.
Brittany Griner. Here's a funny little side note. I was texting somebody about Brittany Griner today, being in her renaissance, and my phone auto corrected to Brittany Grinder.
Oh,
well, all right.
I was like, "Damn, iPhone, don't do it like that." Jeez.
Well, it's like an algorithm, right? Like
Yeah.
clearly, that word has made it to your text. An undercover, like, the Dream have been to the finals a whole bunch of times. If I remember correctly, Atlanta's been to the finals at least 3 times, and I think the stat is they've never won a game.
Really, the WNBA
I need
finals?
to. I believe the number is 3 times.
Huh.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Never won a
They
game.
went in 2010, 2011, 2013, and they lost all 3,
Yeah.
each time getting swept.
Got swept by Seattle, swept by Minnesota, swept by Minnesota again.
That's crazy. Where was I at? 20.
Now that I'm looking at it, they haven't won very many playoff games. Well, no, I guess you got to win to get there. But yeah, they've been swept by Detroit. Man, they've been swept a lot. They haven't had too many competitive series. Swept by Dallas, swept by New York. Man, that's tough. But yeah, been to the WNBA finals 3 times and have not won a game yet.
Wow. I don't think it'll happen.
The better question might be this New York team versus those Minnesota teams.
That's
the Brunson,
a great question.
Maya, Lindsay, Simone. That might be the real comp with this New York Liberty team, even more so than the Aces. It might be those.
I don't remember those. I remember
those
but I
teams.
didn't watch them game in and game.
So those teams were brutal. They got Maya that first year. Simone had this really weird. I don't remember what the injury was, but she had to go through a full procedure that I think involved a hysterectomy. Like it was something like it took her out. She came back. When she came back, she obviously was a shell of herself, had the whole off season. Next year, Maya's second year, she was Simone Augustus again, and it was over.
So this is what ChatGPT says. That the athleticism and versatility, Liberty get the edge. Because of Stewie, Ionescu, Jones, and Cloud. Clutch pedigree goes to the Lynx. 4 championships.
Crazy.
Depth and scheme go to the Liberty. 5-out offense with Cloud facilitating. Health impact, Liberty's injuries could swing momentum where the Lynx would have the edge. But the Liberty are perhaps the most complete, most versatile team since the more led Lynx. Good call.
Okay. Maya's got the Kobe treatment. She's got 1 WNBA MVP.
Yes, wild.
4 championships, 5 all first teams. God knows how many championships overseas. Nothing but gold medals. 2-time Prep Player of the Year.
She's so good. She's so good.
Maya, like you talk
special.
The crazy thing is, Maya, you could make the argument Maya is the greatest women's basketball player we've ever seen. You could also make the argument that Maya is the greatest what if.
Yes.
If she didn't focus her attention on significantly bigger issues. She's 35 years old right now. She hasn't played a game in.
How old is Vandersloot? Isn't she like the same age as Vandersloot?
Vandersloot's 107.
Yeah.
She's 107.
While we're here, I gotta ask TK. I guess I ask you too, Dame. What'd you think about our girl Sabali's criticism of the schedule? That's how you say her last name, right?
Yeah, I think she's right, man. I like that these WNBA players are popping off. I like that she's saying, "Hey, this is not responsible for you to have us on this many back-to-backs." And we saw that with the Fever last year, where they had such a tough, brutal beginning of the year where everyone thought that they were trash vomit. And it was really just because they were facing all the best teams back to back to back. And like the first month of the season was brutal all the way up until really the Olympic break. So I think Kathy Engelbert has been taking some body blows, really. I don't think that the players love her. I think the way that she came out with the New York skyline dress made it seem like they wanted the Liberty to win. That was a tough look. And you also have not to it's different point, but same sort of situation. You also have Nafisa Collier being like, it'd be a real shame if we had to hold out next year.
Yeah.
Be a real shame.
What do you think the answer is, though, to some of that? Because I know they've got, with the WNBA, they're adding more teams. And I don't know, maybe they don't have like a certain amount of time they got to play the games. But it doesn't seem like you can extend the season like on the calendar. This is going to be even more of an issue probably next year, right?
I don't know that they're going to change the schedule amount of games next year, but I think you could extend it out longer. I don't think
earlier or go later.
Go later. I think it has to go later because you're getting
because they're college, yeah.
Because of college.
Yeah, but you're running into a problem there.
That's football.
You're in football longer, and you're flirting with the start of. I mean, you have preseason games, and
it's very tough.
And then every. I can't remember what they do.
Then
2 years. Every 4 years, you have to navigate the Olympics.
And then I think you would change it also to maybe days where there is no NFL or college, like you play on Wednesdays, and
that's tough nowadays.
You know,
there's no day you can challenge the Maction. That's what you can do.
Challenge Maction, yeah.
That'll be when Roger Goodell goes, all right, guys, Wednesday games. Just like Christmas. We're taking over Wednesdays, boys.
Yeah. Exactly.
I know you got to go, but did you see did you see Michael Beasley and Lance Stevenson?
How could I? Man, is he a bucket. Man, is Michael Beasley tough.
It was a weird IG story that followed, but
yeah, it was.
Last week it was just weird in general.
Yeah, it was
with Michael Beasley. It was weird. But I saw some of it, just highlights and stuff. And I saw when Lance Stevenson almost got in a fight with the spectator. Did you see that?
Yes. Somebody got into the crowd. It's tough.
This is wild.
Whose spectator video was tougher, Lance Stevenson or DeMarcus Cousins?
Definitely Big Cuz.
Yes. And also Evan Fournier had a good spectator.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He stuck one in.
Yeah, well, I think I saw his on your. Yeah. I think I saw his on your feed.
That one did a lot of views. I think it has like 35,000 likes or something on that post.
Damn.
TK
doing numbers.
And the queen of threads.
Yes, she is.
Trying. And headed to Sacramento soon to sing with Wake Up Call.
She'll have you on in a second. America's next pop star, Trysta Krick.
Now, nobody's a better hype person. If Katie wanted to just stop being a host, she could be my agent. Really, like almost no one believes in me more than Katie does. More than my own mom.
I can.
She texted me right after the show last week, and she's like, "I'm just like Audrey. I'm watching everyone. I'm listening to everyone."
I was gonna say your mom, but you're talking about Katie.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Katie
terrific.
texted me right after last week's show.
That's terrific. Hi, Mama Krick. By the way, Mama's always watching.
What's good, Mama Krick?
Mama's got a little bit of, don't mean to break a HIPAA violation, but she's got a little kidney infection going out. So give your prayers and wishes and antibiotics to Mama Krick.
Oh,
we're gonna get Mama better, and we're gonna get her a microwave because we learned that Mama Krick doesn't have a microwave. So we're gonna get her. She doesn't want one.
Doesn't want one.
She doesn't want one.
Just
never had one.
Yep.
Never had one. Never had a dishwasher.
Nope. She ain't about that life.
Keith Sweat said those are the type of women that are going by the wayside. Need to bring them back.
Well,
Keith Sweat said they don't know how to cook no more.
Well, that's all Mama Krick does is cook.
That is.
She's
cooking up.
TK cooked the internet.
Yep, steak and vegetables tonight.
Oh, there you
There
go.
we go.
There you go. All right, TK, we
All
love
right,
you.
love
We
you.
appreciate you.
Take care, TK.
See ya.